Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are situated in the world. Tammy and I coming to you live from Toronto, Canada. And we're going to be conducting a presentation on a company called GotBackup. And it's an absolute amazing opportunity. We're excited about it. It's because it's a price point that everybody can afford, but it's also a tool that everybody needs. So, Tammy, why don't we begin here by sharing a little bit? How did we get introduced to Got Backup? Hold on, let me remove this one.
Yeah,
And
well, happy Friday, everybody. Hope you had a great week and welcome to this session. Chris and I, it's been 2 years now, a little bit over 2 years in May. The owner of Got Back Up, which is a very good friends of Chris and I for many years. And he was I say was, but he is very successful in the online world, creating tools for people to succeed in the online world. And Chris and I have had a lot of success in the network marketing profession, building international businesses for many years. And we just connected, and he was telling us about this Got Back Up project and how excited he was about it. And it was interesting because, through the last 5 years, they're saying, service based. So we thought, you know what, we'll have a look at it. And what you're going to see today is basically what we saw. And we just, you know what, we knew we had to be part of this. And once you see some of the charts that Chris is going to share with you, you're going to realize that timing is everything, and we're just at the beginning of a trend that's going to be massive in the next 2 to 5 years. So we just said yes, we hopped on board. We've been building globally, having a lot of fun. And yeah, so that's about it, Chris.
yes, and first of all, let's welcome MC from Texas and Andres from South Africa, and all of you that will be joining us a little later or in a later date. As you know, these calls are always recorded on this channel. So thank you very much for attending. And the reason why Tammy and I really decided to be part of this, there's many reasons, but one of the reasons is we've made some friendship from all over the world, knowing that the inflation and currency and everything else have changed, that has affected a lot of people's income stream and well-being when it comes to their financial health. And we saw an opportunity where it can really empower families in a global nature, not just in one area, but everywhere around the world, because anybody can get paid based on the payment portal that they use. We saw potential for massive growth. Again, why? But again, looking at Dropbox, who has over 700 million users, we saw the potential where these companies like Dropbox and Google Drive and iCloud, all of these things, they're wonderful services, but they don't offer you an opportunity to create an income stream for yourselves. And this is exactly, and over and above what they offer. We'll cover that in the presentation. And we saw a time where people can turn their dreams into reality. Looking at those pictures, you can see here, the father showing off his set of keys. They brought brought his family into a brand new home. And again, that's what it represents. And that's what we want you to see as a potential. Going to vacation where you want to, not where you can afford to, or adding new members of the family without feeling pressured by the financial bondage that we're all finding ourselves into because of the increase of the cost of living. And what about investing for retirement? This is really important here, folks. When we're young, we don't think about this. We figure we'll live forever. It's never going to be an issue, but it will be a time where you want to live from the fruit of your labor so you can enjoy life and not always have to struggle just to maintain what you have. So this is another aspect we saw where, knowing that investments have been impacted by the past 5 years, events that went on, well, having another stream of income to feed that might be something that could be very useful for you.
Yeah, so many reasons to add a side hustle. I mean, everybody that we know have a side business, and that is the way to get ahead in life today. So we're here to help average people, and that's Chris and I. Honestly, Chris and I are just average people, and it was many years ago, but we were at that turning point in our lives many years ago where we didn't know what we wanted to do, be have all of that stuff. And we joined the network marketing profession, and we learned a ton building this business in leadership development, all kinds of stuff in building global businesses. And so average people like us, like yourselves, if you're looking for opportunity, I mean, we jumped on, and here we are. We're living a couple of different lifestyles. We have Toronto waterfront lifestyle, and it's not to try to impress you at all. It's to impress upon you that we made decisions years ago that allowed us to live this life. We just came back from Florida. We live in Florida half a year, enjoying the palm trees and the beaches, and yeah. So this opportunity can bring this obviously to anybody who wants to put some efforts into it.
So the company began in 1997 in Gatineau, Quebec, folks. That's where Tammy and I reside at the time where we met Joel.
Mhm.
And I remember him telling me that the fiber optic, these are, think of it as super highway with cars going by. The more roads you have, the more traffic it can be without being bumper to bumper. Well, this is what happens when you're dealing with the bandwidth. Is there's a lot of people trying to access information, but not enough line to support the requests. And that's when he tell me that you need to move to Texas, where Toyota and Google and Adobe and all the big companies out there are utilizing these networks and these fiber optic to be able to support their clients. So that was about 27 years ago, folks. And today we're dealing with a 10,000 square feet data center that is paid in full. That's another thing that is important to consider as you want to do business. This is a debt-free company. So instead of me explaining all the details, let's hear it from the owner, Joel Terrier, what's happening on the back end there. Let's check this out together.
Hey guys, welcome to the corporate office of GotBackup. Now everybody wants to know, are we super secure? And how do we offer such an amazing service at such a low price? So this is in our tech room. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take you on a tour of our server room to show you just how secure it is, and we welcome you into the family. So let's go over to the server room. So the first thing I wanna explain to you guys is that we're fully PCI compliant. For physical PCI compliance, what does that mean? It means we're allowed to physically store credit cards in our data center because we're uber secure. So we've passed all the tests for that, and we're legally allowed to store credit cards and your storage. So one of the first requirements for PCI compliance is you have to have 2 coded doors before you get into your server room. We also, as a company, like to have fun, so we call it Area 51. So anyway, I'm gonna code this door with my back here so you guys can't see what the code is. Come in this way. This is a simple inventory room, guys. We build servers here and so forth. And then our second coded door is over here, okay? And so we have a coded door here as well to get into the server room. So here we are in the server room, guys. This is where all the magic happens. So couple of things people ask. Joel, how secure is my data, and could you ever lose our data? So as an example, let's come here. It's impossible to lose your data, and here's why. If you look at this storage array, and we have, hundreds of storage arrays in here, there's 14 hard drives across this storage array. 4 of these hard drives could fail, which statistically never happens, but let's say it did. 4 of these hard drives need to fail before we start to lose some data. But guess what? We're not going to lose any data because this is striped to here. This whole rack of hard drives here is copied here. Just the same here. All these hard drives here are copied here. So there's not a single point of failure relative to your data. There's also no single point of failure in the server room. As an example, there's A power and B power. Every server is plugged into A power. Every server is plugged into B power. Also, relative to cooling of this room, if you come over here, you'll see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 air conditioners in this server room. So the air is never going to be a problem. The other thing as well is we're very, very efficient. If you look up at the ceiling, let's come back over here, you'll see vents up there, and the cold air is strategically placed in front of the servers here, so it sucks in all the cold air, and it goes over into the hot aisle behind this wall here. So very, very efficient server room as well. And finally, if God forbid there was ever a fire in this room, we have here what's called a fire suppression system. What this system does, it's just a bunch of electronics behind here, but we can open it up, okay, is if, God forbid, there was a fire, and in 25 years there's never been a fire, but it will snuff out all the oxygen in this room. If there's no oxygen, then the fire goes out, right? So we don't use water to destroy the equipment. So that's the basics of the server room. Super, super secure and super redundant relative to your data. So the other aspect to security is we use the exact same security as Amazon, as Google, as all the big players, Microsoft. It's patented security, it's military grade, 256-bit encryption security. So your stuff is very secure.
So just so you know that you can actually watch the rest of this segment in your back office of GotBackup once you become a member. Back to the presentation here, folks. There are two global trends we want to talk about. I know I'm an investor. I invest in equities and stocks and dividend stocks and things like this. I'm also a network marketer full-time. That's what Tammy and I do for a living. This is where our income and resource comes from. And we've always looked at global trends. Why do we get into GotBackup? Well, because the cloud storage is the new oil. Data is the new oil. That is really, really important. Having space to store your precious moment. So, and again, what's happening here, folks, is if you want to invest time and money, you want to focus where the trends are, where people are going into. So looking at the data services and cell phone use and everything else, let's start with this slide, Tammy.
Yeah. So obviously, when Joel talked to Chris and I about GotBackup, and we obviously know that this is a massive trend, and we all know this. Everybody's got devices, and probably one, two, or three devices, right? I know we do, and everybody's on them. We're living in a paperless world, and everything is stored in the devices. So it's absolutely critical to make sure you have a backup system that you can trust. And when we saw this and we saw the price point and where it's going in the trends in the growth in the next 5 years, on board, super excited.
Absolutely. And to back that up, folks, look at the percentage of global mobile traffic here from 6% to 60%. I know it's a bit of an older slide, but look at the trend from 2011 to 2023. The trend is continuing going up, but the dramatic percentage is right here. Let's look at another slide here. This is a bit more up to date with, this is a cloud storage market worldwide. This is an income stream created by cloud storage from 2022 to 2030. Went from 90 billion in revenue, close to $500 billion. And I think that's very conservative. I do believe that this will be more like 3/4 because people are, folks, these devices are not going to stop. It's going to continue because we need them. That's what we use for everything today. In fact, I don't leave my house without it. It's like my wallet. That's really what it is. So let's talk about the cell phone addiction.
We call this cell phone addiction, but at the end of the day, we use our cell phones for absolutely everything. Anytime I'm searching for something, to learn something, I go to YouTube and I grab my phone and here I go. Like Chris said, nobody likes to leave the house without their phones. They feel lost without their phones just because there's so many things that you can do. We tap our phones to do purchases. We keep an eye on properties when we're not there. Like there's so many reasons that we use it.
I totally agree, Tammy. And this comes also with a growing concern, right? It's data loss. It's 45% of cell phone users have accidentally damaged their cell phones or lost their data. Now think about it here, folks. 5,700 screens cracked every hour. I know that not my screen, but my screen protector was cracked for a while. I've always have things to protect my devices, but the fact here is happens all the time. Laptop, cell phone stolen every 43 seconds. I went to, one of my cell phone being stolen when I was traveling, folks. It was absolutely, I was grateful that some friends were able to provide me with a temporary phone, but here's what happened. My phone was backed up. I was able to restore it. It took like 3 days to get it restored, because there's a lot of stuff in there. But that's the point here, folks. If you lost your device, it's painful. But if you lost your precious data, folks, you can't get this back. It's a piece of your soul. Here's another message that's really irritating.
Yeah, and we all get it, right? And it's just funny because when Joel was connecting with us, we were getting messages like this, and again, everybody's filling up their devices, so they have two choices. You either pay more, which most people do, or you go in and start cleaning up the stuff. And most people don't even know what to clean up. So
Mhm.
yeah, you need backup. At the end of the day, you need a value, and that's what GotBackup has to offer. We're going to share with you in a few minutes.
It's also very time consuming, right? And
It
most people,
is, yeah.
I don't want to spend time doing that. And that's why they keep buying more data, more phones, bigger phones,
Mhm.
whatever. And when I say bigger phone, I'm talking the inside. And what's happening here, folks, is the second trend. And that's the other one here, is making more money. This is a massive, massive, massive trend. And folks, don't get me wrong here. There are a lot of opportunities out there, but opportunities that are really grabbing on a very important trend. This is what you're looking at here. If I may focus here, 42% of Americans have side businesses. 62% of Gen Z, these are our children, 18 to 25, and now moving up, folks. They're getting into businesses. What about the rest of the world, folks? This is what's happening. That's what we're telling you here. So you can leverage these global trends we got back up. That's why we're very, very excited about this opportunity. So let's talk about our product, Tammy.
Yeah, I get excited talking about this one because 6 terabytes of data storage is phenomenal. Number one, for $10 a month, that is massive, huge value, and you can have 5 additional members on your account with unlimited devices, all for $10 a month. When I saw that alone, I thought, oh my gosh, we're living in condos. We have a condo lifestyle, waterfront condo lifestyles, and every single unit needs this. They need this service because nobody has the value that this company has, and it's a home based business. So every single person that you help get themselves set up here for the $10 and 6 terabytes and get their family members on their accounts, you get paid for it. So I don't know anybody who wouldn't want to be part of this. It's phenomenal.
I totally agree. And I know that as you build this business, you're gonna have people coming to you. Well, I'm using iCloud or I'm using Dropbox or I'm using Google Drive. Not so much Dropbox, but definitely iCloud and Google Drive
Mhm.
are the big ones that are used for mobile devices. But have you seen the prices? I mean, Google Cloud, it's around $30 a month, and this is US I'm talking about, of course, here, okay? And same thing here, 999 is a month, is US. So this is iCloud at the moment, and in fact, it might be a little bit more. Dropbox, you can see they're all within 2 terabytes. And if you recall, Tammy talked about 6 terabytes. That is 3 times the space, which is more space that most people will ever use in their lifetime. So that way you're set. You just need to learn how to connect to the cloud, and that's what we're going to share with you as we pursue here. If you look at the yearly package, iCloud 360, Dropbox $660. Again, depending on the package you choose, and Google Drive $216. Again, that could be different too. Price might have increased a little bit. And then don't quote me on the exact amount. Is just to give you a perspective here that GotBackup is just shy of $100, 6 terabytes. Unlimited devices can connect on your cloud. I'm telling you that most services out there, you do not have unlimited devices that can connect. They're limited to one or maybe a few, but not unlimited. And also you can have up to 5 users sharing your space. Folks, this is unbelievable value. You
Mhm.
cannot compare this. And here's the thing, here's the kicker. Well, actually, before I talk about the rest that we have here, Tammy, let's summarize what we have.
Yeah, so you get 6 terabytes. It's $9.97 a month. You can choose to pay yearly and save a couple months of payments. It includes up to 6 people on one account, any device. And you saw the automatic backup. Chris is going to show you a video as well on how to do it, the simple process of doing it. It's military grade encrypted security. You saw the 10,000 square feet data center. Well, we're only using a small portion of it for the servers, and they've actually expanded because Chris and I were there a couple months ago, and there was another back room that was expanding on the service, which tells you that we're growing. And a 30-day money back guarantee. I don't know anybody who would want to set up, get 6 terabytes for the same price as 2 for other companies. It's just such a no-brainer to be part of this.
I totally agree, folks. And I'm going to share with you a little video that show you how simple it is to connect to your cloud. The moment you become a member of GotBackup, You have access to these. As a matter of fact, you just go to the Google Play Store or you go to the Apple Store and you just look for GotBackup, and you'll see in the video, they'll talk about this, install it. And once you have your ID and your password, when you create your account, that's what you do. And boom, it starts the process automatically. So let's check this out together.
Everybody, this is a quick walkthrough of how to install your GotBackup app onto your mobile device. In this case, I'm using the Android Galaxy, but the process is the same also on an iPhone. So to download your app, there's two ways to do this. You can either come to the Play Store. On an iPhone, it's called just the App Store, and just search for GotBackup. And there it is. Or we could come to our members area and go to use this tool, and then you will see it here on your dashboard. So again, I'm using my Android device. So I'm going to go ahead and click this, and it's going to take me to my Google Play Store. If you're on an iPhone, it will take you to your App Store on your iPhone device. So I'm going to go ahead and install that. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and open it. It's going to ask you to log into your account. Go ahead and allow all your notifications so it could let you know that everything's being uploaded properly, and go ahead and put in your unique ID. Once logged in, you will be asked to let GotBackup access your photos and videos on your mobile device. Select Allow. Without having to do anything, an Android upload folder was automatically created for me. Neat! If you are on an iPhone, the folder will be called iPhone Upload. Now, depending on how many photos and videos is on your device, your first backup might take some time. So it is highly recommended that your device is on a charger and is connected to Wi-Fi. It is a good idea to start your first backup in the evening and keep your GotBackup app open and let it back up overnight. One more thing I'd like to point out. If I tap on these three little lines on the top left corner and tap on Settings, you will see these three boxes under Monitor are automatically checked. Auto Upload will automatically upload all future photos and videos taken on your device to your GotBackup cloud. Camera Roll Upload will back up all existing photos and videos that are stored on your device to your GotBackup cloud. And Upload only on Wi-Fi will only back up your data while connected to Wi-Fi. If you have an unlimited data plan, you can uncheck this. So if I come to my gallery, I'm going to have a slew of pictures from over the years. This is actually Joel's phone, so if I come to my albums, I have almost 1,400 pictures. Alright, so if I come to my app, come back to my menu and click Transfers, you're going to see all my pictures now are uploading. Since this might be a large upload at first and I have a low battery, it's highly recommended that you plug into a power source. So I'm going to do that right now. Alright, now that's finished. We can now see that our Android upload has all been categorized by what year these photos were taken. These were taken in 2021. And this was just recently. So that's pretty much it. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward.
I'm sure you'll agree with me that it's a very simple, very intuitive software. You just install the app, doesn't matter what device you have, and then you connect to your cloud service and let the phone do the job. And there's some little techniques that we share in our trainings to speed up the process and to make things even faster. But again, these are part of our support, and Tammy will mention that in a minute. And folks, again, I want to bring back to the point that this is the only cloud storage that pays you. Think about this. Making money with GotBackup is absolutely awesome. So Tammy, let's kind of summarize how we make money with this company.
Yeah, so you can see that there's 7 ways of earning. The 3 that are highlighted is where we're going to spend our time focusing, because that's the building foundation. And so customer acquisition bonus, CAB for short, that's somebody who decides that they want to become a member. And if they decide to become a member and paying monthly, then you're going to get 200% upfront, which is massive. It's phenomenal. And 50% if they come in for the year. So if we round it off to the $10 and the $100, it just makes it easier. So you would get $20 or $50. when they initially sign up. You get 25% on extra stuff, VIP package, or whatever they roll out in the future. You're going to get 25% when people sign up for these. You've got the CAB for customers. That is 25% ongoing. So we're going to show you a couple of simple examples.
And Tammy, just before we go there, one thing I wanted to mention is the VIP service that we have, the VIP support service. This is an extra training that Tammy and I and Joel have put together to give you some insight on how to be successful in network marketing. And you know what's really cool? As your team gets access to those, you get 25%. You get paid for the trainings that are conducted for your downline. It'll be added on to your CAB, customer acquisition bonus, when you see that every single month. If you have 10 people that are on it, you're going to see that 25% added on there. So you get compensated for the trainings available for your downline as we grow our businesses and your businesses. So let's continue with those examples.
Yeah. So if you have 20 people that join the business and they come in monthly, you would get 200%. And that's $20 times 20 people. That's $400 in commissions. And again, you're never limited to the amount of people that you can bring in. Just bring people in, because nobody knows about GotBackup, and everybody needs to know about GotBackup. It is truly a global opportunity. So you've got customer example, 25%, subscription, $2.50 times 20 people. That's $50 ongoing. Imagine if you had 100 customers or 200 customers. This is consistent money coming in month after month. So it's phenomenal.
And remember the CAD that Tammy talked about with the $50 when they pay for the year. Do the same calculation with $50 instead of $20 or instead of $2.50. Do you understand the income potential? At the end of the day, it's up to you how much you want to earn. So that's the front end. This is how you get paid when people start the business. And by the way, GotBackup is probably one of the most generous company in the world to give that kind of money in proportion to how much you pay to get involved. I'm telling you, it's very, very generous. On the back end, as people get involved and they start using the service, we have the cycle earning. And you always remember Dropbox with 700 million users. And just keep that in mind as I'm talking here. So the team commission, you can see the right team and the left team. That's what it is, a two team. Indirect referral are people that were sponsored by someone that happens to be above you. Why am I saying that? Well, think about it. You have only two sides that you can sponsor people, either the left or the right. So if you bring in three people, well, one of them has to go on the opposite side that you sponsored the other one. If you have 10, 100, some people have sponsored 1,500 people because they have email marketing lists and that's what they do for a living. My point in telling you here is that you can benefit from people above you building the business, but you don't wait on that, because obviously as you build your business, you benefit based on your own efforts. It's just, I'm saying it could be combined. Now, here's what happens. Your earnings are called cycle bonus. There are two tiers, tier 1 and tier 2. As a matter of fact, tier 2, it's about 3 times as much as tier 1. So let me explain to you how you qualify. Number 1 is you need to be active. Just like you're active for any services you pay on a monthly basis, like your Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, whatever you're using. Every month you pay for your service, or you can pay yearly, whatever that is, like GotBackup is offering here. Okay, number 1. Number 2 is you need to enroll 2 people in your business. For you to start earning the cycle, the company wants you to bring at least one person on your right side, one person on your left side that are paying their $10 a month, or they pay for the year, whatever they choose. Number 3, that's when the earning cycle triggers. It's when you have 6 members. It could be combined from you bringing 6 people. It could be the people above you that are combining people they brought in. It still counts for you. Or it could be the people you brought in has brought people because they're duplicating by bringing their 2. You understand? Because they also want to qualify. So as this occurs, what's happening is your team will grow. The moment there's 6 people, that's one cycle. Obviously, one cycle is not going to pay for your mortgage. But what happens when there's momentum, where everybody's starting to share this information within their social network, folks, this is where it can grow, where you can cycle hundreds of times, thousands of times. Do the math here, folks. This is going to grow. So the amount that a cycle is worth is based on the company's profitability in that month. And it's also based on your rank. Okay, so that's exciting. Number 3, that is very, very also generous from the company. Again, that's on the back end. Every time you introduce someone to GotBackup, you have the potential to earn up to $1,000 or $20,000 for every person you bring in. Now, how does that happen? Well, because if you bring someone that is building the business left and right, and members are signing up because they're presenting, they're training, they're supporting, whatever occurs, you earn a percentage. But you need to become a sapphire to start earning on that. So again, every time someone comes into your business that you've personally introduced, you have the potential to earn what we call a team cycle match from 25% to 100%. And these numbers that you see here are caps. So in other words, if you sponsor someone that's cycling like, I don't know, 1,000 times, well, you're most likely going to make more than $1,000. But for you to make more, you have to become an emerald. And I'll share with you in a moment how you move up in rank. It's really, really straightforward and really simple. So the 7 ways that Tammy talked about when we started this discussion on the income is 4 different bonuses that are added onto you as you move up in rank. When you become a gold, you start earning generation bonus. What is that? Well, what the company does, like Pac-Man, every time he sees a $10, you have the option, you have the potential to earn 2.5%. When I say potential, is you earn that 2.5% up to the amount of people that are in your business. So if there's 10 people, then it'll be 10 times. It may not be like much, 2.5% on $10, but folks, do the math, do the numbers. Go back to what I mentioned with Dropbox a moment ago. Dynamic compression, it's exactly number 4. You just go deeper in your business because you have your rank. Rank pool bonus, again, you reach certain ranks I was showing you a moment ago. You get a bonus just by reaching and maintaining that rank. And then, of course, there's leadership bonus that piles up on top of that. So, Tammy, let's share with the audience here how simple it is to duplicate this.
Yeah, get yourself signed up, get a couple people in, put one on the left, one on the right, just like Chris was sharing. That's your 2-team structure. Go out and get 2 more, put one on the left, put one on the right, start duplicating that within your team. Very simple. And if everybody's doing these simple steps, over time, you're going to have massive, massive growth. And it's $20 fee to get started annually. And that gives you your back office. Chris is going to give you a little bit of the back office, show you a little bit that's going on there. And I think, Chris, you should also share a little bit on the VIP
In fact,
coaching.
I was thinking about that. Absolutely, Tammy.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. So at this point, folks, 157 countries that we are supporting. So that means that there are people in 157 countries that are using GotBackup. Some might be building their business. Some might be doing both. That is really, really exciting. And recognition and achievement, folks, baby cry for it, adults die for it. And this is what I mentioned. I'll be explaining to you very briefly how this works. It's really simple. By the way, this coming Saturday, we're going to be talking about compensation plan. So you want to show up for that. But as a bronze, you sponsor one person. As a copper, you sponsor one person on your left, one person on your right. If you recall, that is one of the steps that Tammy talked about to duplicate. You want to become a copper. You become a silver when someone in your team are duplicating. So in this case, what happens here is that if you are sponsoring 3 people, and out of those 3 people, let's say nobody became copper, but someone they brought in became copper, or them became copper, boom, you become a silver. You become a gold when you have sponsored 5 people, and 3 out of those, again, it may not even be the one you brought in, but at least he's brought in by one of them. You become a gold when there's 25 people on your team. Okay. So that's your combined effort of the team. Now you start earning the bonus number 4 I was telling you about as a platinum. Now, this is a very important step. Now, remember, what's happening here is you want to duplicate coppers. So platinum, you are moving from 3 coppers to 4. They're not asking you for the moon here. But the fact is you need to sponsor 10 people. And for the next 3 levels, the 10 people will be the same. The difference is the amount of coppers. Okay? So now there's 40 people on your team, and there are 4 coppers. Now you start earning tier 2. If you recall tier 2, it is 3 times the amount of tier 1. So you're almost tripling your income just by moving up a rank. Now let's move on. As a sapphire, remember we talked about the matching cycle? You need to be a sapphire. So now you have, again, the same 10 people. That didn't change, but there is 5 people that are copper qualified from your personal enrollment tree. But there's 50 people on your team. Boom. Now you're Sapphire. It opens up the compensation plan. You are now in tier 2, and now the money starts coming in into your business. And as an emerald, ruby, diamond, we can keep going here, folks. All it does, it opens up the percentage, and it gives you a deeper reach to your downline. That is so cool. That's what we love. And we want to produce black diamond. If you recall, if a black diamond is in your business, you can earn up to $20,000 for every black diamond you have in your business. I'm not saying you're going to have that. What I'm saying is if you're focused, remember what you think about expands. This is really, really, really important. Let's talk about the support to help you get there.
Yeah, so you're going to have personalized referral links. Chris is going to show you all of this. You've got a personalized landing page. You have an email marketing system that is built in. We have lots of trainings on this. And I'm telling you, if you want to automate your business, this is the best. It really is. It's made our life so much simpler. And then you've got marketing tools. You've got regular online presentations. Chris and I are doing this in our own personal YouTube platform right now, but we do the companies on Wednesday evening in the company platform, which is Global Virtual Opportunities. And there's lots of leaders that are doing trainings and presentations in different languages around the globe that are absolutely phenomenal. So there's a lot of support.
And the training that we do is also on the company platform on the channel.
Yes.
You don't want to miss that. Saturday, we're going to be talking about compensation plan details. Now, folks, listen. This is a product that everyone needs in a business that everyone can afford. And stick with me a little bit longer here because I want to show you something really, really, really cool. This is what it looks like in your back office. I'm just going to look on the right. This is this monitor here, and you can see your rank. You can see the support system. I want to focus on 2 links right now. Okay. And if you want to understand all of these, we have many trainings that goes through all these options. But when you click on use this tool, it will take you right here. It will give you the percentage of use of your cloud service. And you can actually click on auto login if you want to. In fact, I'll come back to that a little bit later. And then from there, you can see here the backup app. Now, this app is designed to back up your computer. I'll show you that I have 3 computers backed up. 3 computers backed up. Really awesome. Okay. So when I turn around and I modify and I buy a new computer, I back up my computer to have all the data in there. If God forbid I want to go back to something that used to be on that computer and I forgot all about it, I can find it and bring it back to wherever I want. And this is for the Mac. Okay. Now these here are videos that you can watch, just like I showed you earlier, the video for installing the app on your phone device. That's exactly the same video here, but that video is designed to install the app on your computer. And it's really, really, really straightforward. Okay. Very simple. When you click on auto login, it will take you to your cloud. You can actually type in your cloud. So if you put here GBU cloud, right? Oops. GBU. There we go. Okay. So it will take me here. The first time, obviously, it will prompt you for your ID and password. But once it's done, it doesn't bother you with this anymore. This computer here is the one that you see on my right here. What you see here is a MacBook Pro mid-2014. That computer is in Florida. So I backed it up just before I left, and I left on the 30th. So that was backed up on the 29th at 11 a.m. in the morning. And then the computer is off. This one over here is the one I'm talking you through right now. Okay, this is constantly updated on a regular basis. And one thing that's really cool, and this is a feature that's coming very soon for you. If you click on show files, this is my computer. Okay, so I can turn around, I go under user, and then from there, I see Christian Jengra. This is all the files. Obviously, these are my root directories, but all these things, desktop, document, download, GotBackup, these are all my directories in my root where everything is stored in. Really, really awesome. Okay, so these are my computers. Now let's check my devices, my phone device. So if you had an Android, it would say Android upload. I happen to have an iPhone, so it says iPhone. Let's look at the directories here. You can see here from, let's say 2000, let me just go back here and just sort by name. So that would be perfectly ordered. Okay, so you can see all the years 16, 14, 13, 12, right? 2009. That's really 2009 when I started to take this seriously. Prior to that, it's just stuff that were there. And in fact, I could probably dig some other things. But my point is, you can see that it's automatically storing. If I go back to 2024, because that's the full calendar monthly year from January to December, all my pictures are embedded in there. Okay. If I go back to 2025, any one of you who's been following us in our presentation, you probably noticed that we started in January. There was one directory: February, March, April, May. Now we're in June. So now that directory is created because I take pictures every single month for whatever things that I do. Very often I take pictures of my receipts because everything is digital for me. That's why I don't open them up, because it exposes things. But the fact here is this is how it's done. Okay. Now here's another thing that I absolutely love is to collaborate and share. These are all my files. You can see here my iPhone directory, and here's the MacBook Pro 4 M4 Max. For those of you who understand Macs and you understand what this number, the bottom line here is these are all my stuff. I can collaborate and share with these things. I can drag and drop files that are in my local drive, just drag them right into this window, and it will copy them automatically. Or I can turn around and I can say, I would like to download this directory back to my computer. That's really, really cool. So there's lots of awesome features with GotBackup, folks. It's absolutely amazing. The other thing I want to focus on is the other link, because at the end of the day, you also want to make money with GotBackup. Well, this is the link you want to click on. And when you click on this link, it will take you to all your funnels. Folks, most people have to pay money to a third-party company, which we're grateful that they exist, but it's not free. This is included with your cloud service. This is one time you say you get so much more than cloud service, because these are all funnels. This one is a bit an older version. The new one is the one at the bottom right here. That is absolutely awesome. That's a complete automated system. The moment someone clicks on this link to view your information and they turn around and they register for it, it costs nothing. And then they're going to be receiving emails from you, okay, on your behalf, telling them the benefits to help them convert. And there's a little back office in there to show them all these things to encourage them to go and sign up. It shows them also how many people came into the company, not your business necessarily, but actually came into the company. I did a little test myself, and there's right now something like 3,500 members that came in after I signed up with my test account. Folks, it's amazing how amazing this service is. It's all designed. And the last thing I want to mention over here is the VIP coaching. This here, folks, it's really, really, really awesome. Okay. This is a coaching program that Joel, Tammy, and I have put together. And you can see here all the way to the bottom, it is $9.97 a month. Folks, this is dirt cheap. And when you get there, what's happening is you'll have access to information that looks like this. I'm just going to jump in for you guys to see that. I'm going to log in here. Okay. I know the ID is a little weird, but that's what I created. So from there, what happens is you have access to all this information over here. You got, for example, the courses that Tammy and I do, and also that Joel has put in here. Okay. And so if you go to, let's see here, if you go to all the courses over here, let's go there. There we go. Right. So email marketing from Joel. Breaking blueprint, right? The breakthrough blueprint, the success cycle series, all of that. These are very important modules. And there's another one coming in that's going to be called
really good. Yeah.
The emotional
intelligence mastery for the network marketing realm. Yeah. It actually applies to any part of your life. So yeah, looking forward to launch that course. We've got a couple more courses lined up, ready to go. So every month, we're going to do a live, and every
this month, is what this is here.
See, yeah, between a month and 2 months, we'll be adding new courses, as well as Joel. Joel will be doing,
In 10 days here, we're doing a training on attribute of leadership. Mm-hmm. These are past training that we've done. You only have access to this when you choose to activate your VIP. And you know, if your downline does that, you also get benefited. You get a bonus, the 25% that Tammy was telling you about. So this is it. You can access that over here. So that's what we wanted to share with you here. And again, I really, really recommend here, folks, that you get back to the person who invited you here today to get a better understanding of what you have in your hands. This is a wonderful opportunity, folks. I guarantee you this is going to grow. It's not going to stop. Tammy and I are on a mission. We want to educate people. We want to help people earn the living, the income that we're earning. Tammy and I are full-time in network marketing.
Mhm.
As Tammy stated, we have a beautiful property in Daytona Beach, Florida. We have a beautiful property here in Toronto, the waterfront property. We drive a Tesla. Again, it's not to brag, it's to impress upon you that these tools, this lifestyle has been designed, has been created from the funds coming from network marketing. We want to help you get there. We hope you see the potential here. And Tammy, as we end, any last thing you want to share?
Yeah, if you haven't jumped on board, it's time. Yeah, get on and enjoy the ride. We're having a great time doing it. If you are enjoying this presentation today, please smash the like button so we have more people watching these presentations, and invite. That's the key. Don't show up alone. Show up with guests so that you can learn. Of course, every time you watch a presentation, you're going to learn. So it becomes very natural to communicate with people. And every time you bring guests, they're going to catch the vision. So yeah, jump on board, invite people, and let's build this together.
So have yourself a great rest of your Friday. For those of you coming to the training on Saturday, we look forward to see you there. We're going to be talking about compensation plan, what are the best strategy to earn and make your money and build your business. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your weekend. Bye for now.
Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.